So it's that time of year again. There's an exam coming up and you haven't practiced as much as you should have. Now, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to give you exactly the best step-by-step guide on how to get the best exam grades in general. How do I know that this is the best one? Because I've used it myself. A couple of days ago, I had a further maths exam where I got one of the highest in the class. I got 94%, and I revised for it 2 days before the actual exam. This is further maths we're talking about. This is the hardest A-level, and A-level is like the hardest exams you do in the UK. And if I can do it with further maths A-level, you can do it for whatever exam board you're doing right now. How do I know that you're going to get better than most people writing your exam? Well, this video has the step-by-step scientific productive advice on how to revise, and many people in your school or your class or whoever's writing the exam wouldn't know the actual way, like scientific, efficient way to revise, and wouldn't know the productivity like tactics. So there's a good chance that if you follow this guide and think with your brain and not like with your emotions, that you're going to get better than them. So I'm going to tell you exactly step by step on how to do it. The only promise that I want you to make me is that you follow everything in this guide. Throughout this time, you've trusted your brain, and this has led you here where you haven't revised enough. So now, trust me, just follow this guide and you will get at least decent in the exam. Or there's a very high chance that you will get very good. Number one, now is not the time to have self-doubt. Your whole brain capacity should now be dedicated in the belief that you are going to get the best grade possible. A lot of people that cram, I am a certified crammer. I cram for everything. A lot of study YouTubers don't condone cramming. I do. If cramming is a good, very good thing, and also, like in life, of course, you're meant to cram. Like, there's no way that you're going to stay on top of every single test in your entire life. There's no way. So having this skill is very useful as well. Of course, I'm not going to cram for like A-levels or something. Of course, I'm going to revise beforehand. But yeah, revising efficiently is something that a lot of people lack. So now, the only thing you should be thinking right now is that you can get the grades. There is a 100% certainty that you will get the grades if you just do the hard work. This is the idea that you should put into your brain, because if you don't have this ideology, you're going to come off as other students who then just give up, or they just like do some destructive activity instead of using this time because they just don't believe that they can get the grades. So just put in 100% of your mental effort. Really, really think this. Deep in your subconscious, you have to believe that you can get the good grade. I wouldn't be dedicating the first part of this like shorter video to this section if I didn't believe that it worked. There's been times that I've not had this framework that I've gotten low on, and there has been times that I thought that I could get the good grade. I did the work and I did get the good grade. So now 100% of your mind should just be in the belief that you will get the grade if you just put in the work. Step 2, take a piece of paper and now write down all of the topics in your exam. This could, for example, like physics, you write down the main like topics in your exam on a piece of paper, listed from hardest to easiest. So whatever topic that you think is the hardest to achieve on, you write it at the top and then the easiest at the bottom. If you don't know any of the topics, then just write down the hardest sounding ones. Or if you know like what the majority of the content, I know some exam boards have that where they have like the majority of the content being from this topic, write that at the top. Basically, you want to get an ordered list, even if you don't know anything about any chapter, from the hardest topic, main topic, to the lowest topic. This rule is something called the 80-20 rule, which I won't explain to you right now because you just don't have time. So just listen to me and do this exercise. Step number 3, now I want you to go to the bathroom and take a cold shower. I want you to turn the knob on the shower to as cold as it can go and step under it for at least 30 seconds. There's no time to argue with me. You have to do this. This will reset your dopamine like levels and you will feel much more mentally clear and much more present. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to have another tab of like YouTube opened up, maybe even watching this video, and you're going to feel in like that really weird depressing zone and like really sad zone where you can't be asked to do the work. So go and have a cold shower. Don't like ease into the coldness. Literally turn it as cold as it can go and jump in that shower for at least 30 seconds. I guarantee you that you're more focused, more mentally clear, more motivated after you come out of that shower. It's just 30 seconds. Go do it right now. Don't argue with me. You don't have time. Step number 4, now you pick up the hardest topic from that list that you made, and I want you to go onto YouTube and find a summary for that topic. For example, if I was doing my GCSEs and I had, I don't know, electromagnetism, I would go to YouTube and search up free science lessons, or like whoever you use, free science lessons, electromagnetism summary. You just want to watch the summary guide. I personally wouldn't recommend textbooks, just because I just can't, like, if I was really, really stressed, I couldn't read without overthinking. With videos, I think that it's more visual, so you won't overthink as much. I guarantee you that right now you have this like weird overthinking, like really weird nihilistic feeling inside of you, which everyone does have. I've had it a lot of times before. And you just have to have the discipline to plow through and do the steps that I say. So just go to YouTube and watch a summary of this thing. You don't really have to understand it in its complete depth. Just watch a summary and understand like the key topics of this topic. Now, if you have any more doubts, go to ChatGPT and look up that topic, and then ask as many questions as you want. Literally ask it anything. Ask ChatGPT anything about that topic and it will explain it to you. My personal recommendation or tip is to ask, if it's like way too complex for you, for example, at A-level, it does get quite complex. I asked ChatGPT to explain it to me like I was a teenager or I was a child. Don't have any ego in this. You don't have time for that. Just say, if you don't understand the topic, explain it to me like I'm a 12-year-old. And it gives like a really, really good analogy of the topic, and that explains it to you better, and then therefore you understand the topic better. Now you've done this with the first topic. Don't do this for all the topics yet. Do this just for the first topic. Now I want you to go to a practice paper website or a practice question website. So search up the specific topics. For example, if we took like GCSE physics, electromagnetism, search up that like topic questions online and get a past paper with those questions on it and the mark scheme on the other side of the screen. So you have the mark scheme on one side of the screen, preferably the right side, and then the past paper on the other side of the screen. Now what I want you to do is just go through this practice paper and in your head answer the questions. You don't have to write this down. Just in your head answer, like for example, what is Fleming's left-hand rule? If that was a question, you would answer it in your head and then look at the mark scheme. Now, if you haven't got it right and you don't immediately, if like the logic is completely wrong for the question, I want you to get another piece of paper and write down the question and the answer from the mark scheme. So for example, if Fleming's left hand, if you got the answer completely wrong, then you write the question, what is Fleming's left hand rule? And then the answer to that under the question. Now, all you do is just keep on going through this practice question document until you get repeats. There will be a time within the next 10 to 20 minutes where you start understanding the topic, where you start getting the flow of the answers and you understand like how the questions are actually supposed to be asked. And then some of the questions that you wrote down on your document or your like piece of paper will come up in the exam board questions or past papers. And this is the point where you know that this is where you like start memorizing the piece of paper that you have. So let me summarize that again. Just get the past paper, do the mark scheme, write down everything you don't know, and then memorize the stuff that you don't know or understand it. So if you have, for example, like 5 questions, pick out the questions that you don't really understand the concept of and either relearn it using something like ChatGPT or watching another YouTube video. This entire process of learning this topic and memorizing it, and memorizing like the document and doing the past papers shouldn't take more than 40 minutes. I guarantee you that if you take more than like, let's say 30 to 40 minutes on this thing, you're doing something ineffectively. You're going to the comment section of the video and replying to all of the comments saying, hey guys, I only have 2 days for the exam, so pray for me. I see loads of those comments. Don't do that. Resist the urge to indulge in something. Resist the urge to indulge in your own emotions, which are so scrambled up right now. I understand the feeling of feeling really, really stressed, this nihilistic, empty feeling that you get when you are cramming for something. I completely get it. Plow through that and just do what I'm telling you. Within 40 minutes, you should get through a topic. And now all you do is repeat through this every single topic. So if you have 4 main topics, it should take you about 3 to 4 hours to completely get a good grade. If you have less time than that, half the amount of time you take. There's no point in like crying about it and getting really, really like depressed about it. Just half the time you take and get this clear vision that you're going to get the highest grade in this topic. That is the goal. You will get the highest. You will get incredible grades if you just put in the work. I know it may seem like too late, but there have been many success stories of people revising like the night before and getting the good grade. There's no point in like thinking of the horror stories, thinking that you may get like deported back to India if you don't get the grade. Just plow through the stress, plow through this feeling you have, and do this like practice, and you will get the good grade. I can prove to you that this works because I have 3 exams next week and I haven't really revised for them that much. I have a computer science A-level exam, not like a full exam, but like a big section of it. Physics, like quite hard topic exam, and another further maths exam, and I haven't really revised for it, and I will tell you the results I get maybe in the future if I can be asked, and I will be following this video as well. I wish you the best in your exam, and I hope you get the good grades. Just remember everything in this video. If you want to rewind and then watch some sections through again, it's fine. I believe that you can get the best grade possible, and I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe.